Hello everyone, welcome back to class. Welcome back to English class. This is Stephanie Ponteau. This is the Vision Church level 2 class. My contact information is below that. And this is the class for Monday, April 27th. This is part 2. And we are going to continue on in Unit 8 on page 101. But before we get started into today's lesson, I just wanted to say, I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you had a great weekend. Now, in the Monday classes, we always used to talk about what did you do last weekend, right? So unfortunately, I can't hear you guys tell me what you did last weekend, but I want to tell you what I did last weekend. We had a really exciting Sunday. We had a virtual signing party for my daughter. And what that means is she has decided to play to play basketball, for Georgia College. And she's really excited about that. And you know, when you're playing sports for college, there's paperwork that you have to sign. They call it a letter of intent. So that's what we did this weekend. And normally in high school, the kids, they set up a big table for them at school with balloons, and their friends come, and the principal speaks, and the coach speaks, and they get to sign their paperwork and celebrate with all their friends and family. So because of the COVID-19, of course, school is out, and they can't do that. So my husband and I decided to do a virtual or an online signing party for her yesterday. And we used a tool called Zoom, where your family members and your friends, they can dial in, use the app on their phone or their computer and connect with you. And they can see your screen and they can see you. So we had a virtual signing party for my daughter yesterday. And we had family and friends and her coach that were a part of it. And everyone was able to watch her sign her letter of intent for Georgia College. And we were all able to say some really nice and encouraging words to get her excited and ready to go and let her know that we all support her and that we all love her and we're all very, very proud of her. So it was a really exciting time for my family, and so that's what I did this weekend. Now, I don't know what you guys did. I can't hear you, of course, but I hope that you enjoyed time with your family. You probably went grocery shopping, right? That's about all that I've been doing when I leave home, is going to get gas for my car or grocery shopping, and that's about it. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and get started on page 101. In our last lesson, in part 1 of the lesson for this week, we went over the homework, which was pages 90 to 93. So if there are any questions or concerns, call, text, or email me. And we're going to go ahead and get started on page 101. All right, so here we go. We see 3 pictures right there of Ahmed, right? So that's Ahmed. And so exercise B, it says talk with a partner, change the bold words and make conversations, and use and, but, or. So we're going to practice using those conjunctions with this exercise. So there's 3 pictures of Ahmed there, and he's doing different activities. So I'm just going to read the phrases under each picture, okay, to get us started. So under picture 1, it says write reports, check email. Under picture 2, it says make copies and deliver mail. Under picture 3, it says answer calls and take messages. Okay? So now we're going to read the example conversation up above. The question is, what did Ahmed do this morning? Now, if you look under picture number 1, the phrases are write reports and check email. So what form of the verb write would you use to answer that question? Okay, the question is, what did Ahmed do this morning? Okay, so the verb is did. We know that that is past tense. So when we answer that question, we want to use the past tense of the verbs. Okay, so what did Ahmed do this morning? He wrote reports and checked email. Okay, so wrote is the past tense of write, and checked is the past tense for check. Picture number 2. What did Ahmed do this morning? Same question, but now I'm going to answer it with these 2 phrases. He made copies and delivered mail. All right, so made is the past tense for make, and delivered is the past tense for deliver. And then picture number 3, what did Ahmed do this morning? He answered calls and took messages. Okay? All right, so now let's perform the other conversations. So the next set of pictures is picture 4, 5, and 6. And in that picture, let's see, that's Jill. You see her name there? So that's Jill. So let's read the phrases under Jill's name. See what Jill did today. Okay, so the phrases under Jill is go to work, feel well, go to a meeting, take notes, write a letter, finish it. Now, in the first set of conversations about Ahmed, we were using the conjunction and in our answer, okay? All right, so let's look at the sample conversation for Jill. Okay, you got your picture? All right. What did Jill do yesterday? The verb form that we're going to use to answer the question is past tense, right? And we know that because of the past tense verb did, and they said yesterday. All right, so for the first picture, number 4, they did it for us. What did Jill do yesterday? Now, in these questions, we're going to use the conjunction, these answers, we're going to use the conjunction but. She went to work, but she didn't feel well. Okay? But. Now you use and like a plus sign, like we did for pick the first set. But is like, what comes after but is like a contrast. It's different than but shows a contrast or a difference. You know, a difference between what you expect to happen and what actually happens. So Jill went to work. She wasn't expecting to be sick. Okay, so that's in contrast. So Jill went to work, but she didn't feel well. All right, picture number 5. What did Jill do yesterday? She went to a meeting, because went is the past tense for go, and she took notes. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm doing it different. We're supposed to be using but. Sorry. Jill went to a meeting, but she didn't take notes. So if you look at that picture of Jill in number 5, she doesn't have a pencil in her hand. You see that? The lady next to her has a pencil in her hand, and the guy has a pencil, but Jill does not have a pencil in her hands. So she went to a meeting, but she didn't take notes. And then picture number 6. What did Jill do yesterday? She wrote a letter, but she didn't finish it. Okay? Now remember, but. shows a contrast or a difference. All right. So now the third set of pictures, right here at the bottom, and that's 7, 8, and 9. Now these questions, they're asking you. And so we're going to use these questions here. So you see it says you next to question number 7. So these, if we were in class, I'd be asking you these questions. But sadly, we are not in class together. So, all right. Third set of conversations. Where do you eat lunch? I eat lunch in a restaurant or at my desk. So for picture 7, 8, and 9, we're going to answer those questions and we're going to use or. Because or indicates a choice. Okay? You wouldn't do both. With and, it's both things. It's like a plus sign. You're adding. But with or, it indicates that there's a choice. Okay? All right, so picture number 7. Where do you eat lunch? I eat lunch in a restaurant or at my desk. And that's what I used to do when I was working in an office. I mostly brought my lunch from home and I ate at my desk or in the break room because I didn't want to have to get out in traffic and drive and go to a restaurant and buy lunch. And I wanted to save money. So you can eat lunch much cheaper if you bring it from home. Bring some leftovers from home instead of going out and spending money every day, right? And we are all very budget conscious. When you say budget conscious, that means you try to save money. Okay, picture number 8. Where do you eat lunch? I eat lunch in the cafeteria or outside. Picture number 9. Where do you eat lunch? I eat lunch at home or in my car. Okay? All right. So I'm just going to write this on the board. So you might want to write this in your notebook, just something to remember when you're thinking about using and, but, and, or. Okay? All right. I'm sorry. Whenever you see me walking up close like this, I'm trying to see my timer so that I can make sure I'm staying within the time frame. Because have you noticed that each of our videos are about 20 minutes long? And so that was the idea of CPACs, just to break it up for you guys so, you know, you could watch a segment, and if you need to go and do something else, you can. So whenever I'm walking up like this, I'm checking my camera because it's hard for me to see back here, okay? All right, so let me just write these notes up here for you about and, but, and or. Now remember, these are conjunctions, and they connect thoughts and words. All right, so and lets you add something. Yeah, okay. And it's like a plus sign. It lets you add something. Okay, and it's like a plus sign in math. It lets you add something. All right. Or shows that you have a choice. So and show indicates choice. And but it indicates contrast or differences. contrast or differences. Okay. So the last part, let me check my time. Okay. So exercise 3 is where we get to practice some of this. And it says, talk with a partner, make statements with and, or but. So of course, I'm your partner because we are doing video class. But let's see here. So there's a sample conversation there, and then I'll give you a few more examples, okay? All right, so last night I watched TV and did my homework. What about you? And I'm sure everyone did their homework, right? Because you guys are really serious about your English and practicing and getting comfortable with it. All right? So last night I watched TV and did my homework. What about you? I did my homework, but I didn't watch TV. Now you see the but indicates contrast or difference. So the difference there is I didn't. I did my homework, but what I didn't do was watch TV. So what you didn't do versus what you did do. So that's the contrast. Okay, so let's go over a few more examples. Okay. Okay, where did I write my examples? Okay, so I'm going to just write my sentences up here on the board. Alrighty. What? Did I hear someone ask me a question? You want to know what I did last night? Oh, okay. Well, let me just write up here on the board what I did last night. Last night, let's see, this marker's not writing very good. Hold on. Yeah, okay, we can see that. Last night, comma after the time period, I prepared my English lessons and recorded videos. Okay? And. So I use the conjunction and in that sentence because I told you more than one thing that I did last night. Okay? I prepared my English lessons and plus I recorded the videos. Okay? So let me give you another. Somebody else asked me, what did you do last night? Ah, you asked me what I did last night? You want to know? Okay. Last night, I watched a movie, but I didn't like it. Okay? I didn't like it. So that's the contrast with but. Because if you watch a movie, you expect to like it, right? That's why you're watching it. Okay? So I watched the movie, but I didn't like it. So that's the contrast. And then the last one, I'm going to use or. Okay, so I'm going to erase the first one because I don't think we can see the bottom part of my, yeah, you can't see the bottom part of my board. So I'm just going to write it up here. Let me check my time. Okay. All right, so I'm right around 20 minutes, so let me hurry up. And I'm not going to answer the question. Oh, well, oh, you didn't ask me about last night. You asked me about carrot juice. Yes, I make carrot juice almost every day. And when I make carrot juice, okay, there we go. When I make carrot juice, I like to add apples or celery. Okay, so I make a choice. I don't add both, but I add apples or celery. So that's the or conjunction showing that you have a choice. Okay, so I am just about 20 minutes. We are out of time for this lesson. We finished page 101, and in our next lesson, we will get to page 102. Bye. Have an awesome day, you guys.